Hello and welcome to God Does Have Favorites. So today I just want to encourage you. And I don't know what you may be going through, but what I do know is that God is faithful and that his help is there for you. Because sometimes we feel isolated, like we're the only one going through something. But the truth is, we all go through things. And if the enemy can make us feel isolated, like we're the only one, he will use that to his advantage. But when we get a revelation that he tempts us all with the same lies, you are on your way to victory in every trial. And today, we're going to look at 1 Corinthians 10:13 that tells us that no matter where the temptation comes from, it's common and God is faithful. In the Amplified Translation, it says that no temptation, regardless of its source, has overtaken or enticed you that is not common to human experience, nor is any temptation unusual or beyond human resistance, but God is faithful to his word. He is compassionate and he is trustworthy, and he will not let you be tempted beyond your ability to resist. But along with the temptation, he has in the past and is now and will always provide the way out as well, so that you will be able to endure it without yielding and that you will overcome that temptation with joy. It said that the temptation, regardless of the source, is common. And it said that God was faithful in the past, he's faithful now, and he will always be faithful to provide a way out so you can endure and overcome. We should always overcome any test or trial that the enemy brings. In the CEV translation, it says that you are tempted in the same way that everyone else is tempted. So you're not the only one being tempted in that way. If we sat down and really talked, we would find out that we're all being fed the same lies. So don't let the enemy isolate you and make you think that you're the only one, because you're not the only one dealing with a disobedient child. You're not the only one facing a financial pressure, and you're not the only one going through a relationship issue. Whatever you're going through is common. And the Bible says that you can trust God to keep it from overcoming you because he will help you through it. And listen, don't get your eyes on the situation because that's not the tempter. The bill, that's not the tempter. The person is not the tempter. The tempter is always Satan. Just like he came to Jesus in Matthew 4:3 and said, if you are the Son of God, he comes to you in the same way. If you are a child of God, then why? If you are a child of God, then when? If you are a child of God, then what? The goal is to make you doubt why you're still believing, who you are, what God has said, and when it's going to happen. But I want to encourage you, keep trusting God. Keep standing on his promises because he is faithful and he will always provide a way of escape if you don't quit. And I want to share a story that I hope will encourage you to not quit. So on July 4th, 1952, Florence Chadwick was on her way to becoming the first woman to swim the Catalina Channel. But that day, there was dense fog, icy water, and even sharks. But because of the fog, every time she looked through her goggles, that was all she could see. And unable to see the shore, unable to see the finish line because of the fog, she gave up. Imagine the disappointment when she found out that she was only half a mile from the coast. And it wasn't the cold or the fog that stopped her and caused her to quit. She even said, if only I had seen the land, I know I could have made it. That's why we must learn to always see by faith. And just like us, she didn't quit because she was a quitter. She quit because she couldn't see her finish line. She couldn't see her victory. How many times do we quit right before the promise manifests? 2 months later, she tried again. And this time, even with the fog and colder waters, she kept the finish line in mind and she made it. And not only did she make it, she beat the men's record by 2 hours. Listen, we have to learn to see by faith. We have to keep pressing even when we can't see clearly. Because just like fog, trials don't last forever. And I remember one morning when I was driving and the fog was so thick that I couldn't even see a building that I knew was there. But as I drove, the fog started to clear. And just like that, the fog was gone. Y'all, that's how life can be. You can be in a heavy moment, and before you know it, it passes. So, whatever you're going through, remember, it's not going to last forever. So, don't quit. Keep moving forward and keep trusting God. And my question for you this week is, what would you stop hesitating on today if you truly trusted that God's promise is still ahead of you? And what would it look like for you to keep moving forward? The word tells us that God is faithful. And because he's faithful, the promise is a sure thing if you don't quit. Now, go be great today because the greater one lives in you. Be blessed.